So he vaunted, rearing against Achilles, seething, heaving up in fury, thundering out now in foam and blood and corpses. The blood-red crest of the river swelled by Zeus came arching higher, ready to tear Pylades down. But Hera, struck with fear for Achilles, screamed out, dreading he might be swept away by the giant churning river, and quickly cried to the god of fire, her own dear son. To arms, my child, god of the crooked legs. You are the one we'd thought a worthy match for the whirling river Xanthus. Quick, rescue Achilles, explode in a burst of fire. I'll drive the west and south winds white with clouds, and sweep in from the open seas a tearing gale to sear the Trojan bodies and gear, and spread your lethal flames. And you make for the Xanthus banks and burn the trees, hurl the stream itself into conflagration. Not for a moment let him turn you back with his winning words or threats. Never abate your fury, not till I let loose my shout, then halt your withering fire. Hera's command, and Hephaestus launched his grim inhuman blaze. First he shot into flames and burned the plain, ignited hordes of corpses, squads Achilles slaughtered. He scorched the whole plain, and the shining river shrank. Hard as the autumn north wind hits a leveled field, just drenched in a downpour, quickly dries it off, and the farmer is glad and starts to till his soil. So the whole plain was parched, and the god of fire devoured all the dead, and blazing in all his glory veered for the river, an inferno. The elms burned, the willows and tamarisks burned, and the lotus burned, and the galingale, and reeds and rushes, all that flourished along the running river's lush banks, and the eels writhed and fish in the whirlpools leapt high, breaking the surface left and right in a sheen of fire, gasping under the master smith Hephaestus's blast. And now the river's strength was burning out. He panted the god's name. Hephaestus, stop. Not a single god can stand against you. No, not I. Can't fight such fire, such fury. Hold your attack, stop. Brilliant Achilles can drive them out of Ilium now. What's this war to me? Why should I help Troy? He screamed in flames, his clear currents bubbling up like a cauldron whipped by crackling fire as it melts down the lard of a fat swine, splattering up around the rim, dry logs blazing under it, lashing it to the boil. So the river burned, his clear currents seethed, and lost all will to flow. He stopped, overwhelmed by the torrid blast of the master craftsman god of fire. And Xanthus cried to Hera, pouring out his heart in a flood of supplication. O Hera, why? Why does your son attack me, whip my waters more than all the others? Why? What have I done to you? Nothing beside those other powers, all who rush to defend the Trojan armies. Oh, I'll stop, if that is your command, but let your son stop too. I'll swear, what's more, never to drive the fatal day away from the Trojans, not even when all Troy burns in the ramping flames, when the warring sons of Achaea burn her down. And Hera heard him. The radiant white-armed goddess quickly cried to the god of fire, her own dear son, Hephaestus, stop. Stop, my glorious blazing boy. It's not right to batter another deathless god, not for the sake of these mortals. She ceased, and the god of fire quenched his grim inhuman blaze, and back in its channel ran the river's glistening tides.